Okay.
Hi everyone, how are you? I find it very amusing that the name of the talk, Lightning Talk 15 minutes. I suppose if it's something like the Lightning Network that they tried to install in the Bitcoin protocol, we could be still waiting for a transaction to be made by the end of my talk in 15 minutes. Like, what can you really accomplish in 15 minutes? It won't really matter too much because I suppose you'll have fed up from what I'll say. You'll fork your own coin and you'll have your own ICO by the end of it. But no, my name is Barra. I'm CEO of Opera Incubator. And so I'm here to talk to you about living in your own blockchain city. It's been, I suppose I've seen many faces of the industry since 2013, since I've been involved. And I suppose I have to ask the question, and I don't know if you guys ask the question to yourselves, like, what is this almost $1 trillion industry? What is it based on? We have two kind of likely candidates at the moment, scammy ICOs, speculation, basically old paradigmers disguising themselves as new paradigmers. And then we have the other side of it. These are the people that try to make this technology accessible, usable. They use it in their day-to-day life. And that's what I'm trying to create here with Opera Incubator, is this whole ecosystem where if you feel that you want to live in a decentralized world, decentralized life, then you absolutely can. That's the empowering point of this technology. I think a lot of people are actually losing sight of that. Who am I? Why am I talking to you? I set up the longest lasting and largest P2P exchange in Europe. So we wanted to make cryptocurrencies accessible to people back in 2013. Probably if you purchased a cryptocurrency on local Bitcoins, you purchased it from me. So that's good. We wanted to make cryptocurrencies accessible to people back in 2013. I feel we did. That wasn't enough. We needed to make cryptocurrencies usable because it wasn't enough just having it, just storing it. You'd ask people, okay, well, what have you done with your Bitcoin? Like, oh, it's still in my wallet. I haven't used it. But what about the small transaction fees, remittance market, all those revolutionary ideas we're talking about? But sure, it could be worth $2,000 in the future. Like, you know, that's a lot of the kind of stuff that we're dealing with. So bringing it back to the prime, back to the core, we need these currencies and cryptocurrencies and technologies and tokens to be used absolutely in every way, shape or form in our life. From when we begin to get out of bed, even when we're not sleeping, because the market doesn't even sleep. So every part of our life, that's what we're aiming to do. So with the usability challenge, I set myself forward. I set up an e-commerce website. It's called bitcart.io. We're one of the largest cryptocurrency accepting e-commerce websites in the world. We are a direct competitor to purse.io. And we have a turnover monthly of about 100,000, which is euro, which is exclusively in Dash, because that's the cryptocurrency that we've partnered with. We partner with Ethereum. We are the major sponsors of the Ethereum DevCon Foundation, so the DevCon conference, DevCon 3, which is in Cancun. Opera Incubator are sponsors and partners of that. We are partners of Dash. These are all in the top 10 cryptocurrencies, by the way. And next week, it's very exciting. I actually head out to South Korea. We're actually partnering with the largest exchange in the world. They're called Bithumb. They exchange about 557,000 Bitcoins a day. The nearest, I suppose, competitor in Europe that we have is Kraken. They transact about 7,000 Bitcoins a day. So you're talking about $1 billion trading a day. It's all happening in Korea. It's not happening in Ireland. But you know, we're a small country with big ideas, I suppose. So I think it's important that we use these technologies in a small, day-to-day, everyday kind of environment. And that's where we're going to start. Well, for me, it was starting in Cork City, where I'm from. I wanted it to benefit my people. I wanted to benefit civilians and citizens of Ireland first. So you can scroll down a little bit more. This is just, I didn't have to put a slideshow. I thankfully have some good developers that are able to put together a nice website. So I'll just go through that. So yeah, our goals are very simple: to promote blockchain services for everyday people. There's no point talking about these in strictly financial, big money terms. We need people to be able to buy a cup of coffee. We need people to be able to pay for their taxi, to be able to, you know, pay their rent on time, using smart contracts, whatever, you know, using cryptocurrencies, essentially living away from centralized systems such as banks. Second one, to teach communities, developers and policymakers. So our most recent partner is the Cork Chamber of Commerce. We had them up at one of our launches of this product here called Festy. It's the first NFC contactless crypto wallet in the world. So what the Cork Chamber of Commerce, they said to me, is like, they came to me and they're like, so who are all the fintech companies? You must know them. I was like, I just do my own thing, really. Like, you know, if they're blockchain related, I probably know them and I can definitely help you out in that regard, but I don't know much about fintech. I have a philosophy degree and a law degree. I'm only doing this because I wanted, like, you know, I see the social good in things. I'm not necessarily looking to take over the financial world or anything like that. But if that happens on the way, sure, how bad? So they were asking, they said, it's such a shame, you know, like Ireland, we don't really have the talent. And I found I was like, that's such a damning thing to say, like, to stand in front of me and say we don't have the talent. We immigrate, more educated people emigrate from Ireland every year than any other country. I said, no, we actually do. I explained to her, like, very calmly, because you need people on your side. We're not all looking for fights, and we're not all martyrs. So I explained, I said, well, if we connect with the universities and the colleges, actually we have young graduates coming out of computer science degrees where they know nothing about blockchain. They haven't been spoken about blockchain in their day-to-day courses, in their classes, in their workshops, in their tutorials. So why don't we just start there? We'll just do something with UCC, we'll do something with Cork Institute of Technology. And we're doing that. So we hire local technology, computer scientists, people in school, people outside of school, graduates, young, old. It's really about getting that collection of pool of talent, A lot of people are looking outside of the country for these developers. I have to say the first developer I have and still have is in Switzerland. That's where I set up my first company, was actually in Switzerland. So there's definitely a lot of talent that's outside of the country, but we need to remember we need to be planting the seeds here. It's about teaching. It's about everybody to be able to take this up and say, oh, I want to develop this, I want to develop that. There's no point this only existing in the abstract. And visions are great, but they have to become a reality eventually for people. So the third thing then is to leading into developing decentralized systems, and that's what we're getting it down to here with the crypto city. So that's on the next section of the website. This is a map of Cork. I don't know if anyone has been to Cork, but you will after this presentation, right? So we're number one there. We're Opera Incubator. We're based in Opera Lane, and this is where our business hub is based. Our development hub is based in Switzerland, as I say, but a good 90% of our work is still done here because I wanted to keep it in Ireland. So we set out in the start of this year, I think is when we officially set up this as an incubator space. So if you go to the next, so these are basically places which accept or are working in cryptocurrencies. So this is just a regular bar. They just brew their own beer, microbrewery. Thought it'd be interesting. When we came up with the idea for Festy, we want to bring it to the retail. So Festy being an NFC crypto payment wallet. We want to bring it to the events like festivals, but we also want to bring it to retailers. And the retail market is very important for us. So that's why we have a contractual relationship with Benny McCabe. He's probably the most prolific publican in Cork anyway. He owns 13 bars and a cafe, so we did a launch up at the Opera Incubator. So it was great, like we had them sponsoring, we had the Cork Chamber of Commerce there, we had Kraken, the big exchange, were also there. So like this is all happening. It's happening in Cork as well, it's great, it's outside of Dublin for once. You go to the next slide, please. So these are just all the businesses. You can click these later on as well. This will be the last one, but Flynt Sausages in Winthrop Street, very interesting. We were at Litcher Picnic last week, so we're the first cryptocurrency to be spent at a music festival in the world. So we gave 50 of these away to people that I knew or people in our network. We actually sponsored the welfare tent out there as well, so that's like medics taking care of people. So it was nice that we were able to feed these people using exclusively cryptocurrency. So the deal with Flynn's was that we would have Jake here as one of our developers, who's also from Cork, and we would have Jake basically, we have a POS app, and the whole idea would be that Jake would basically take payments from people while they're ordering, and it's very simple. I'll even just show you right now, like it's just very simple, actually on flight mode, but it's a very simple thing. You just like tap and your POS app is there. Yeah, app has stopped working, but you know yourself. But so the idea was essentially we allow anyone with the wristband to come up, just beep, just tap, they were able to get whatever food they wanted. It's a festival for 4 days as well. Nutrition can be kind of low, and it's really hard to keep people fed, and it's important stuff. So we just envisioned that was just a starting off. We spent about €2,000 worth of food. That's all, not much. It was a good start, but really next year we want 60,000 wristbands on everyone's wrist. We have agreements made in America and Asia for festivals there. Festival season, unfortunately, the one festival we got in is the end of festivals. Electric Picnic is the last festival in Ireland of the season. So that's why we're kind of looking beyond now, looking for next year. So other than that side of things, yeah. So I think it's just really important, again, usability. That's the most important factor that we're looking at here. We want this to be usable. So that's why we're also looking at the political aspect of this as well. You know, you can control the money, but you also got to control the politics, right? We've got to make this really, really accessible for people, and we've got to make it's for the benefit of people. So we're actually partnering with the European Parliament as well, and we're looking at voting on the blockchain. That one is personally very exciting for me as a philosophy graduate, and how we can live in trustless systems. We don't need to trust anything. We don't need to trust the auditors of the paper ballot boxes, which we still use in Ireland. So these are some of the utilities. I hope you can understand, like, following me so far with payments, with the political spectrum as well. I don't know how I'm doing on time, but I think I'm probably close to finish. So I just want to say, like, this is just starting off in Cork. This is just something that we've been maybe 5 years or so involved with since like 2013, so maybe 4 years. We've seen this is changing a lot. Like I never thought it would get this big. I mean, like trading Bitcoins back in the day, like you did it out of complete enthusiasm and it was just fun. Like, and now it's actually people are taking us serious, and we dress up in suits and we come to these things and we pretend that we know what we're talking about. We don't. It's a new technology. Don't trust anyone who tells you that they have it sorted out. So I want to invite you. Our vision for Cork. It's not just a vision. It's happening now. You can come down to Cork and you can start using blockchain technologies, cryptocurrencies in these establishments. This is great for crypto tourism. This is great for crypto real estate. This is good for obviously crypto money, like crypto finance, and I think the governance aspect of it is very, very important as well. So that's kind of our next one that we'll be looking at after we get the payments done. So I invite you to join us. If you scroll down, you can see we have like Slack pages, Twitter. I hope you guys are on those. So you can check us out, operaincubator.slack.com. You can check us out. Festy.ie is one of our other websites. And yeah, just join us. We'll expand beyond Cork. We want to make Dublin sometime. You won't be the crypto capital, but you'll be a crypto city. And yeah, we keep hoping to expand. And we're only down the road, sure, in Cork, so come visit us. I'm Graham Barra. Thanks very much. Now, we do have time for some questions. Yeah.
Yeah. So festival, electric picnic.
Yeah.
So that your wrist strap is powered with Dash, is it?
It's any cryptocurrency, yeah.
So how do I get fiat into crypto onto my wrist?
Yeah, it's a good question. That you're describing there is you're identifying the money flow issue. So that's like, and you have this issue in festivals in general, right? You have like these swarm in regular fiat. This is not just a supply issue. It's not just an issue for cryptocurrencies. I don't have the photographs here, but like we asked people how long they've been waiting in queue, in line, for one of these ATMs at Electric Picnic, over 3 hours. Over 3 hours. I think someone told me there was a cap of €50 that you could take out at any time because they didn't have enough money to supply 60,000 people. The competition is a van and an ATM in a field. We can do better than that, can't we? So that's why we want to partner with the festivals, that they preemptively can top up in advance. So that would go out on every newsletter, that would go out in announcements, so that people would basically, they'll sign up or whatever, they'll be able to do it in advance. They can top up cryptocurrencies with their bank, with their Visa card, whatever, cash.
I might like Ethereum.
Oh yeah.
Not like Dash.
Oh yeah, that's, yeah.
So I've got an address. I don't have Dash.
Yeah.
But how many currencies in that wrist strap?
So we're building something called Communicable blockchain. So this is something that our blockchain will be able to talk to all blockchains. So we find that a big problem at the moment is everyone's living in these silos, and it's like, oh, hard fork ICO, hard fork ICO. At the end of the day, competition is great, but at the end of the day, I don't believe all these are competing. I believe some of them, they're just, I don't think we should be working exclusively. We should be working inclusively. So that's why we're building the Intercommunal blockchain, that it will be able to communicate with all cryptocurrencies and all blockchains. So that would be very easy for you to say, for example, if you hold Dash, you can get in. If you hold Ethereum, Bitcoin, Cash, whatever. So we want to be as open and compatible with all cryptocurrencies. Dash is just one. That's one that we work with. It's not exclusive for Festy. That's exclusive with the other company, Bitcart.
And you have like so you're almost an exchange at the back of that.
Yeah.
So you have a whole load of wallets, and then you aggregate the wallets, and then you arbitrage between the. We don't need to arbitrage though. Like, so the fee, how we make money would basically be a nominal fee that would be on the merchant. So the merchant is currently paying between 2 to 4% to Visa. So we'd be able to half that. So we've spoken to some merchants in Cork.
just regular cafe owners, restaurant owners. They could own a chain or they could own a couple. Like most people in Ireland, if they own a pub, they might own a few. They're paying transaction fees of up to €400,000 a year, just one business. And that's just a Visa. So what we can do is we can half that. The benefit there is to merchants. We're happy as well. It's free for the consumers. And then in the B2B relationship, like with festivals like Electric Picnic, we would hope then that there would be major sales like getting to 60,000 people, rather than to go down and do like a Spectro card and just sell B2C. Like it would take how long to sell 60,000 Spectro cards? Probably a long time. But it comes back to, it's not about getting this into Bitcoin or blockchain enthusiasts. It's about getting it to everyday people. People don't have a choice. You wear a wristband when you check your ID at some venues and some functions. You will be checking for your ID. You will be wearing a wristband, in festivals particularly. So just slap on one of these. It's the same thing. It's very cheap to produce for us. It's very cheap. We have the technology built. So for a merchant to just sign up to us, like the Jazz Festival in Cork would be an example. Like we'll try to get in there. We'll try to get in any other festivals. Because festivals in Ireland are funny. They're just basically, amalgamations of bars together, so you can kind of have the retail and the normal events, kind of like private functions as well. But it's all about just people come, you slap it on, okay, that's now, that now you verified you're overage, you now have your wallet on that as well. So, and then another way to get money in as well, we want to look at like the ATM models as well. Like we want to be able to place these, like cash to crypto is very important. It's just as important as a credit card to crypto, in my opinion. So that's another thing as well. Thanks for your questions. Appreciate it. Yeah.
I might have missed when I went up, but that works with an NFC.
Correct. Yeah. Near field communication. For anyone that doesn't know, it's NTAG 213 chip.
What about security?
Yeah, security is a very, very important. Yeah.
I could use my phone to try to tap that and right.
It's not that easy, but what you're basically getting at there is, if you have a strong enough antenna and you're a very, very good hacker, and if you get access to like a back end, then are you able to just go around the festival and just start beeping everyone's thing? So yeah, that is of paramount concern for us. So there's a few ways that we're looking at mitigating that risk. So one of the ways is actually kind of comes to the whole taking control of your self-determination, of your money. That's essentially what we're talking about. So let's say we have a Visa card. Everyone has contactless by now. You have no choice, but your contactless can be tapped 4 times at €30 per day. You have no choice whether or not you could just as well be prone to some sort of attack as say this. So this will be hooked up to your app. So at any time you can change the limits. So you could say, I'm going out for a drink. It's just me and one other friend. Sure, €50 will be fine. I'll have a limit of €50 or maybe €10 transactions. I know I'm only going to get a few pints, but maybe I'll get one for my daughter. She's going off to Electric Picnic for the weekend. Like, I want to make sure I'm giving her €300. I want to make sure that's like €100 Friday, €100 Saturday, €100 Sunday. These are all control mechanisms that we have within the app itself to allow people to take full control over their money, managing their money. If they want zero, I want no money. Let's say, okay, it's getting to that time of the night. I'm not going to be drinking anymore. I can just turn this thing off. I'll disable it. So there's no risk at all. You take that further. Like if we were to hook up this with something like the Metro in London or something like that, like you can imagine the adoption here. And you're talking every day of people. Even one of those metros will take 1 million people a day. So like that's the kind of, we're really looking just beyond the B2C. We're really looking at B2B here with this and making it as simple as possible. But security, we won't be releasing it without security 100%. That's absolutely sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, you were worth me getting on the plane to go and watch. That was absolutely fantastic, and you got the biggest round of applause today.
Oh, thanks. I hope you're not just saying that because I walked in, because I have no way of verifying that. I just trust you.
I was wondering how much you haven't been here all day.
No, I had to get a train up from Cork.
I hadn't seen you because I was thinking he must have sat in the corner with that much energy. I haven't noticed him. So you clearly lie awake at night thinking of all the applications.
I sleep great at night. Yeah.
Okay, so
guilt-free conscience.
Yeah. So you're clearly a very bright man, and that was very impressive. I'm very intrigued with a man who says you spent a load, the food, etc. It was €2,000, so not much. Who's funding you? Where are you getting your funding? Because clearly £2,000 worth of euros of food is still quite a cost. I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we looked at traditional funding for a long time. I was kind of stuck in this phase of like, giving great ideas away to people that would just come in suits and promise stuff and then fuck off back to wherever they came from. Not to point out any countries or any people or any culture, but there did seem something in the seed round funding thing that the old paradigmers use. That kept me up all night. I was the least productive time of my life. I didn't develop anything during those time. And instead now I just ask the blockchain for money and I just get the money from the blockchain.
Okay, so that hanging.
I'm surprised, yeah, so I don't know if you guys have heard.
Very investable, there's no doubt about it.
It feels like an episode of Dragon's Den now, you know. I only came up here to say hi, you know, and I'm leaving with 2 dragons. Any more dragons? Highest bidder. Oh. I haven't even shown you my next product, the Festy card, the contactless card.
I didn't have a meeting with you because none of us would be able to let each other talk. Yeah, it was like we'd be talking over each other. Sorry, what was the card? See, I didn't even notice.
I'll show you contactless crypto. So that's just if you don't want to wear a wristband, a silly wristband. If you're maybe you might, and then we're also looking at jewelry. I'd say you'd be a watch man yourself, like maybe. Crypto, yeah, Fitbit is a watch. Like we're looking at in the jewelry as well.
I've never worn a ring until yesterday. My partner and I picked these up yesterday. We're getting married. That's the first time I've ever worn a ring. So thanks for noticing.
Congratulations! Yeah, no, that's great. Is it an NFC ring though? Have you seen those?
So explain this.
It's the same concept of this. It uses the same technology, the same back end, the same front end. So basically, you'll have a use app for a customer, a use app for a merchant, and this works the same way as tapping this. But let's say this is if you don't want to bring your wallet out. That's if you're every day you want it in your wallet with the rest of your cards, but you just want to pay crypto at that event or that time. That's what that's for. Yeah. Yeah, Lucas.
I think we had another question from you.
Yeah, I was just curious for electric picnic. It's 3 or 4 days long. How do you guard against fluctuations in loading up?
Oh yeah, this is a great. Okay, so we're creating a stablecoin. So this is a stable euro, stable CHF, stable RMB, stable USD. We're doing it a little bit different to Tether. Tether kind of have one way of doing it, which we don't agree with. So we're doing it a different way, and that's very important for retailers that they don't. Like consumers and retailers, they're both going to be affected by volatility. Like if you have enough $2.99 for my coffee, oh no, that's now worth $1.99. You can't have your coffee. Sorry, you're going to feel left out. So that's why we feel it's very important to develop this stable coin, so that when you when you top this up, that €1 will be €1 tomorrow. It's guaranteed. So that's kind of the service that we're creating. That's also good for a merchant, because if a merchant takes €10,000, let's say, in one day and Electric Picnic, and then it's worth 7,000, that's their entire market, that's their entire business just gone. So it's really important that people have that stable that they can switch in and out of at all times. So that's really important. Thanks for asking that question. And
I had the same question as well.
Same question? Yeah.
Can I have a similar related question?
You're allowed, yeah.
Do you ever see your staff being paid in crypto?
Oh, my staff are all paid in cryptocurrency. Yeah. I don't believe in paying. I wouldn't be up here talking shit if I didn't pay my own staff. And who do you think I am? What'd you take me for? The snake oil seller over here. No. I absolutely believe this. Every single thing we do, we try to pay in cryptocurrency. I pay my staff in Dash. Yeah.
Can I ask you on that? I mean, you're one of the most impressive speakers I've seen in a long time. So congratulations to you. You're just terrific.
Thanks.
How do people live? I mean, I'm old school, obviously.
Yeah.
How do people live on? Like you have seven premises in Cork that you can visit. What about all the rest of the stuff you have to do?
Oh, there's a long way. Yeah, there's a long way to go.
How do your people live on cryptocurrency alone?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's exclusively alone, just on cryptocurrency. That's certainly where we're going. To say, as a company, we are fully in crypto. And then in my everyday life, there's one thing I actually just bought the Stablecoin card. I don't have much to say about it until I get it and see it for myself. But that would be a very good way. I'm giving them to my employees now. So my employees actually, this is Jade, there's a couple of other guys down there at the back. So they're going to get these, I'm going to give them these cards, and then when I pay them every week, whenever they want to be paid, they be paid every week, whatever, it goes to their wallet. That wallet, they can just put it onto their card. So now let's say I pay them in Dash. Let's say they have one Dash, now that Dash can incrementally be spent anywhere where Visa is accepted. So that's the good thing about SpectroCard. So you can live completely on it, but it's still in a centralized way. I'm not satisfied with that reality. I'm not satisfied with Visa still taking their 4%. I'm not satisfied with centralized exchanges making all the exchanges. I think there's a long way to go for this to be a decentralized system living day to day, let's say inside crypto, what it requires, for that to happen, what that would require is for everyone to basically move from banking and towards crypto. So it would require not full adoption, but a majority adoption. So for right now, that's why we sign up individual businesses, festivals, events, little places that we can just get the ball rolling until it goes a lot bigger. But of course, it's not until everyone's accepting it really, and until you can pay your tax and Dash and Bitcoin. That's really the day that you can fully stay in. So I do have to every now and then move back out for only practical reasons, only when necessary, we'll say. So almost there, but not there yet.
The other answer is you live on sausages and beer.
Oh yeah, that's grand as well. Yeah, I actually have a few of them for trade as well. If you're interested in a few sausages, they might go up in value. Huh?
They're very good sausages. I live in Cork.
Oh, good man.
Matter of interest.
What part of Cork are you from?
Well, I'm not really, as you can probably tell by my accent, but I live in West Cork. So
Oh, that's
I
cool.
occasionally go to
The English the market, yeah, like the English market's perfect. Like it's just a little market. Imagine everybody doing their shopping. The old people doing their shopping, and they get a little wristband, and they can just tap away. Sure, how bad? It's so simple that he might actually be talking some truth. Yeah.
I have no idea if it's actually possible, but have you ever heard of Vault Card?
Say it again, sorry.
Vault Card. It's like one of those like dragging den sort of technologies.
No, but tell me about it.
It kind of works to block RFID.
Oh yeah, it's an RFID blocker, right?
Yeah. So essentially,
Yeah.
the stronger the scanner, the
Yeah.
stronger the card gets.
Yeah.
Would that work?
That's I actually meant to say that earlier as a secondary thing. Yeah, so like there's like a hardware element to protecting as well for security. It's not all down to back end and software. So yeah, you could actually just place like a slider that could go on it, and it could actually block any sort of, because there won't be any contact. It will block, and any antenna can't actually get at it. It's a really good point. That's another thing that we're looking. We're in R&D. We're in research and development for that particular. We're trying to come out with something that will fit ours and stuff. So yeah, and what did they call it?
I think it was a code like Vault Card.
Vote cards. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I looked
Yeah.
at it when it was.
No,
crowdfunding,
I think they finally have a use case for it. You know, like, I don't know how many people bought one and put it in their wallets, like, but we would definitely buy a load of them. Any more questions, anyone?
Can we carry on with drinks?
Yeah.
Because we still have Joe to talk about
Yeah,
for 10 minutes.
no worries.
And
Thanks very much, guys. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks.